So, you're trying to find love, right? You've probably heard all the usual advice. You got to visualize your soulmate, act as if they're already here, and basically try to attract that person into your orbit. But what if that whole approach is just wrong? Today, we are going to dive into a totally different way of thinking about love, one that says the secret isn't about attracting anything at all.
And yeah, right out of the gate, our source for this, Aaron Doughty, doesn't pull any punches. His claim? That the whole idea of attracting love is, well, you see it right there. It's a really bold statement, and it's meant to make us stop and question everything we've been taught about finding a partner.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the way we've all been doing it is flawed, then what's the right way? If we're supposed to stop trying to pull love in from the outside, how on earth are we supposed to find it? That is exactly what we're going to break down.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to start by taking apart this myth of attracting love. Then we'll get into a huge paradigm shift, the idea that love is just a reflection. After that, we'll dig into the subconscious blocks that are really holding you back, talk about the inner work of letting go, and finally, what it looks like to become your own source of love.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about why the whole idea of chasing or attracting love is, according to this perspective, pretty much set up to fail from the start. It all comes down to the energy behind it.
The old way of thinking is completely built on a feeling of lack. It's this belief that love is out there and you are in here, totally separate. And your big job is to do all this work to somehow reel that person into your life. But you see, that creates a huge energetic problem. And this just nails the issue perfectly. When you're chasing something, what are you really saying to the universe, to yourself? You're screaming, "This isn't here, it's far away, it's running from me." So energetically, you're just making that feeling of separation even stronger. You end up focusing on the absence of love, not the feeling of it. Okay, so if chasing is out, what's in? This is where we get to the core idea of this whole explainer. It's a complete shift in perspective that changes the game entirely. So check out the difference here. It's all about direction. The old way is an outside-in job. You're looking for someone to come along and make you feel complete. The new way, it's an inside-out job. The idea is that the love you cultivate for yourself is what gets mirrored back to you by the world in the form of a partner. It's not about finding your other half. It's about becoming whole all by yourself. The source uses this perfect metaphor from the book The Alchemist. You know the story. A shepherd travels the entire world, goes through all these hardships looking for some amazing treasure, and when he finally gets back home, he realizes the treasure was buried right there in his own backyard. Love is that treasure. We spend so much time looking for it everywhere else, when it was right inside of us the entire time. Now, this all sounds really beautiful in theory, right? But if love is already inside us, why does it feel so hard to find for so many people? Well, the argument here is that it has nothing to do with bad luck or bad timing. The real problem is our own subconscious blocks. And according to the source, these blocks almost always go back to our earliest experiences. Things that happen in our childhood can create these deep subconscious beliefs. Beliefs that maybe we aren't worthy of love or that it isn't safe to be vulnerable. And these beliefs act like this invisible wall, keeping us from feeling whole and in turn, keeping us from seeing that wholeness reflected back to us in a relationship. These early experiences are what shape our attachment styles. For example, if you have an anxious attachment style, you might find yourself always chasing love, maybe because you didn't feel consistently cared for as a kid. Or if you're avoidant, you might push love away because you learned early on that you couldn't trust people. The goal really is to heal these patterns and move toward a secure attachment, where you feel safe and balanced inside yourself first. So here's the crucial point. Finding love isn't about adding some new visualization technique to your to-do list. It's actually a process of subtraction. It's about letting go of the old pain, the old stories, and the subconscious blocks that are covering up the love that's already there. And here's how that works in practice. First, you just have to notice that a block is even there. Then, and this is the hard part, instead of running from the discomfort, you have to let yourself actually feel it. This is how you heal your inner child, by giving that younger part of you the validation and safety it never got. And finally, you have to let go of controlling how it all turns out.
This is the key phrase, the mantra for this whole process. When you feel it, you heal it. It means the way out is through. The path to becoming whole isn't about avoiding the tough emotions. It's about moving right into them.
By letting yourself finally process that old shame or guilt or feeling of being abandoned, you take away its power over you today. And when you really commit to this inner work, something amazing starts to shift. You stop needing love from someone else because you finally dug up that treasure in your own backyard. You become your own source.
The results are just incredible. When you're not twisting yourself into a pretzel trying to get someone to like you, you just get to be unapologetically you. This creates a natural confidence, a real sense of wholeness. Your energy isn't needy or chasing anymore. It's just calm and centered, and honestly, really magnetic. And from that state, you don't just find a relationship, you attract one that's a true reflection of your healed, whole self.
And this is the principle that ties it all together. The outside world and the people in it are like a giant mirror. But here's the thing. The mirror doesn't reflect what you want. It reflects who you are being. So if you want to experience more love in your life, the work isn't to want it harder. The work is to be more loving. To yourself first.
So that's what we want to leave you with. This whole perspective just completely reframes the search. It suggests we stop looking for a person and we start an inner journey instead. So the final question to think about is this. What if the most effective way to find love is to just become it?